Let me see if I can figure out how these Gen Z things work. Boomers! 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 Ah, take off the fan, reduce the noise. All right. Okay. So the front camera is inverted because this is my right hand and it looks like it's my left hand. But the back camera is capturing the future. What I want to see is if it's going to be able to edit in that format. Hi Rosa, how are you?
Good. Everything good?
Yeah, I always need
a scan?
Yeah, an override. They say there's something they put on the Mercedes shield.
The glass probably has a nice coating.
Yeah.
That interrupts with the reading.
The reading won't see it. Okay. There's nobody who has ever come with a solution for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and it's really common with these Mercedes.
The S-Class?
Yeah. Of several different year models. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. But it's these specific ones.
It is this specific car.
Because I have two other different Mercedes Benzes. I don't have a problem with that.
The other one is also an S-Class?
No, it's a V-Class.
See,
yeah, that one has never had a problem. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. All right. We are about to go to the deep. To the deep. Niko na story leo sina story. Why don't I have a story today? What is going on? Nikikiradia na beraha. I just want to test this thing and see how it's going to work. My windows are closed. There you go. Go neutral. Hey, come on. Haribu game wewe. Let's see the magic. The only thing I would want is for it to be editable, because when they came up with the spatial mode, let's see if we can find the spatial mode. Spatial mode was right there. This spatial mode right here. It captures the sounds from the surroundings. And in the spatial mode, once you take the video, you could not edit it. I don't know if they have improved it. I'll have to ask Sylvester. But in spatial mode, once the video is done, you could not take it to iMovie and edit it and make the colors beautiful. That was the only hindrance. So I'm curious to find out if in this dual camera mode, you can take it to iMovie and adjust the colors and edit it and still maintain the integrity of it. So that's why I'm doing this, to see if that is going to be the case. But it's such a beautiful feature because, and I'm very sure the other phones technologies outside of iPhone, they already have this. So for iPhone to jump onto it, for Apple to jump onto this, is because there is something they see they can perfect, and we have to find out what is that thing that they saw their marketability in them doing the dual camera. What I would also would have wanted to them to do, well, probably they're gonna do it in the future updates and upgrades, is to flip the cameras so that the bigger one is facing me and the smaller one is facing outside. Because in cases of probably interviews, like podcast, when you have somebody you're interviewing, either on site or on satellite, see if that could be something that can work with that. Also, the way I put my phone, normally I put my phone on this window here and I have the camera facing me. I don't know, I'm trying to find out how productive this can be, because I would want, even the way I have set this up here, I would want to be in the bigger screen. I think that's my point. Whether it's on the windshield or it's on the side window, I would want the capability to be on the big screen and see how that production works, instead of being on this tiny screen and I'm the subject matter. We'll see, but it looks like a very well thought of thingy. Also, again, this is my right hand and now it looks like my left hand. If there was a way to flip this camera to show the proper frame and still keep the integrity of the other camera, I don't know. I think we are way too spoiled. We want everything at the same time because we have tasted the menu. I'm trying to think of something to talk about. Nothing. Blank. I'm completely blank today. I've had a very, very good week with Formula One. That I spent a whole, because my Formula One started very early this year. It started on Wednesday. So we did Wednesday through Sunday, and then Monday still extended all the way to Houston. So I had a very productive Formula One. I think this was the best Formula One in the history of Formula One in Austin, Texas. I'm still to see the numbers of the attendance, but it was very, very busy. The attendance was very, very high. And the people with the kind of clients we take care of that have police escorts, that was unbelievable number. I have never seen a larger number of people requiring police escort as we did this year. It was unbelievable. There is a case, actually, something I probably can talk about, of one of our clients that was I'll not give you that story. You probably don't deserve it. I'll have to put that story in a... the only person I can give that story to in a podcast style is somebody like Kipe, because he knows those subjects. and then we can explore that scenario very well with him. So I think the only person who can get that story very well would be somebody like Kibe, because he knows the client, very high profile client, and so telling that story to him of what happened to him at the Formula One, it will be so interesting. So I'll save that for later. For now, I'm just testing this dual camera thingy. I'm actually going to the domain at the Apple Store to buy a mouse. MacBooks. MacBooks are not for baby boomers. It's very hard to work with a MacBook as a baby boomer without a mouse. For me to be fully productive on it, it's much easier to use a mouse than to learn how to master the different pressure points of the touchpad of the MacBook. So I'm going to go back to the Apple Store and get myself one of those beautiful mouses. I think they sell them for $250. Apple don't play with their products. See if that can solve my problem of productivity on the MacBook. There will be a villager somewhere in Teto telling me how to use a MacBook. Not that they have it, but because just like that person that was blind, and then they got to see one time and the only thing they saw was a donkey. So everything was comparable with a donkey. I have realized that's how people work. So this guy was blind, and then he was walking in the marketplace and his eyes opened, and the only thing he saw was a donkey, and then his eyes closed back up. And from that point on, when people are talking about a big house, is this as big as a donkey? A big party, was this a big party as a donkey? Because that's the only thing they have. So people are obsessed by the things they hear about people, and they hold on to those things because their life is blind, their life is empty, there is nothing going on with their lives. So they hold on to the things they hear people saying. And you're gonna hear somebody saying, hey, you in 2023, you were saying, because their life is completely blind, their life is completely empty. They are depending on the things you feed them to have relevance in life and to have a reference point in life. So everything you say, they hang on to it. They hang on to it because they are blind people walking around looking for an opportunity to see a donkey in your life. You give them life. So there will be a needed somewhere in Teto with a torn underwear that has poop skid marks and smelling like the cows and the goats. And he will be like, hey, I heard George saying he does not know how to use a MacBook without a mouse. Not because he does have one, but because just like the blind man, that is the story he is holding on to. He just saw a donkey in George's life, and now everything has a relevance point of a donkey. What a pathetic way to live this life. What a pathetic way to live this life. Here we are at the Apple Store. Oh yeah, let me see. Is it possible to zoom? Okay, you can zoom even to a negative 0.5. We don't want it on negative 1.2. It is busy today. There's nowhere to park. Otherwise, saseni mumeni miss. Let me throw you a bone. I was busy making money and then I got busy counting the money. Run with that. Woo, that's the Apple Store right there. Let me see my finger. My finger is gonna show right there. Look at the Canodia. Right there. You see the little sign for Apple Store? That's the Apple Store. Right there. This place looks like Isiri without black people. Ama, too soon. Too soon. Doesn't it look like Isiri without black people? Come on, look at it. Doesn't it look like Isiri without Nywere Ngumu? That's the vibe it's giving me. Isili without black people. Hey. Biguri nitaionea view sasa. I don't like parking in the garages. Where am I gonna park? Shoot. It is busy here. That's a Rolls Royce. Yep. It's a two-door. Looks like the one we drove in. No, that's not. That's a Rolls Royce, not a... Yeah, that's a Rolls Royce, sorry. Not like the one we drove in London. That was a Bentley. Bentley is not Rolls Royce. There we go. Got me a spot. All right.